It's a bit shocking, isn't it, that today marks a constitutional milestone and the personal humiliation for the man once known as His Royal Highness Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. As of this morning, the Gazette, the United Kingdom's official public record, confirms that King Charles III has stripped his younger brother of the style Royal Highness and the title Prince. And the entry authorised under the Great Seal of the realm leaves no ambiguity. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, as he is now officially known, has been erased from the role of princes. It's not simply a symbolic act, it's the formal conclusion of a long and painful decline that began over a decade ago with his association with the late financier and convicted criminal Jeffrey Epstein. The publication of this entry means the decision has passed from private royal discipline to the public constitutional record, a distinction that matters profoundly in the British monarchy. So the notice published in the Gazette reads, the King has been pleased by letters patent under the Great Seal of the realm dated the 3rd of November 2025 to declare that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor shall no longer be entitled to hold and enjoy the style, title or attribute of Royal Highness and the titular dignity of Prince. This is not mere press language, it's the constitutional formula by which monarchs exercise their personal prerogative. The Great Seal, a wax impression of royal authority, transforms a private decision into an instrument of state. Once applied, it is irreversible without another act of the Crown. The King's choice follows weeks of renewed scrutiny. Despite years of denial, documents and emails revealed earlier this year that Andrew had maintained contact with Epstein long after the financier's first conviction in 2008. Then came the posthumous memoir of Virginia Giuffre, who reiterated allegations of abuse as a minor, claims the former prince had always rejected. Regardless of guilt or innocence, the cumulative weight of these associations rendered Andrew's position untenable. He's already relinquished his military titles and public duties in 2022, and the ducal title of York was removed last month. What makes today's act different is that it strikes at the core of royal identity. The HRH style and princely title, princely dignity derive not from courtesy but from birth. They are fundamental markers of royal blood. To remove them is to sever a man, symbolically at least, from the constitutional body of the monarchy. Buckingham Palace has been keen to project unity. Officials have briefed that Andrew didn't object to the decision and that it was undertaken with his knowledge. He will leave Royal Lodge, the Windsor residence he's long occupied, and may move to a smaller royal estate. Yet behind the formal politeness lies unmistakable family tension. The King's advisers, conscious of the monarchy's fragile moral authority, see this as an act of necessary hygiene, a drawing of a moral line. The President is instructive. The last comparable case occurred in 1917 under George V, when members of his extended royal family with German titles were compelled to anglicise their names and relinquish foreign honours, but never before has a monarch's own sibling been stripped of a princely title by letters patent, and the act will now enter constitutional history as both a moral and dynastic correction. There is also the public dimension. For years, the monarchy has been entangled in the contradictions of privilege and accountability. The Epstein scandal cut deeply into that tension. It was not simply a question of alleged misconduct, but of association, judgment, and the use of royal status for access and advantage. Many Britons regarded Andrew's position as a test of where the royal blood placed one above consequence. Today's action proves the answer: not anymore. The King's timing, just before the remembrance commemorations, is deliberate. It draws a clear contrast between service and disgrace, duty and indulgence. It allows the Crown to enter a week of national remembrance, having cleansed itself of a lingering embarrassment. In the long term, this episode may be read as the monarchy's quiet reform. King Charles, often cautious in his personal dealings, has shown a constitutional ruthlessness where reputation demands it. He has acted to protect the institution, not his brother, and the publication in the Gazette is not simply administrative. It is the Crown's way of saying this is finished. And yet there remains a note of tragedy. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, once celebrated as a war hero and favourite son of Queen Elizabeth, is now a private citizen in all but name. His medals remain, but his titles are gone. The man who once flew Sea King helicopters in the Falklands War will now fade into the annals of disgraced royalty. His name preserved not in the court circular, but in the public record of his undoing. History will judge whether Charles's decision restores trust or deepens cynicism, but in the cold legal language of the Great Seal, one truth stands out: the monarchy has chosen continuity over sentiment, the institution over the individual, and that perhaps is the quiet revolution of King Charles III's reign.